This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in North Carolina introducing an agent with excellent communication and problem solving skills to assist you in all of your real estate needs. I'm joined here with Sherry Letterman. Thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate your time.
Let's start off a little bit about yourself. And you're formerly educated at Gardner-Webb University. You utilized your business administration degree for really 3 decades in the airline industry. Share with us why the shift that you did from the sky to the streets in real estate.
During my time as a flight attendant in the skies there, I actually just sort of backed into getting my real estate license. I was in a situation where a friend of mine decided to take a real estate class and asked me to join her just out of curiosity. And I thought, sure, why not? Kind of funny thing with that is she dropped out of the class and I ended up with my license. So during the flying there, I ran into a coworker that also had a real estate license and suggested I start investing in real estate. So they helped me get my first couple of rental properties under my belt there, buying HUD foreclosures at the time. I rehabbed and rented those and went into property management for about 5 years until I learned the value of a property manager, and then kind of set my real estate career aside. Because truly at the time, I had no interest in becoming a retail real estate agent. I truly just got my license by backing into the class with my friend there and didn't really have a plan for it. But once COVID hit and I realized, I'm ready to stop flying. I'm ready to retire here. It's been over 30 years, or at the time it was almost 30 years. And I thought, why not? Let's give this real estate round a go again, and rehabbed a couple more houses and got a flip under my belt as well and got real excited about everything there. So just jumped right back into real estate wholeheartedly. I'm doing the retail side of it as well now, not only an investor, but as well as retail real estate. So whatever your real estate needs are, come on to North Carolina and let me help you out.
So really this began as a curiosity to go help out a friend, join them, turned into a passion. Here we are serving folks today. You've lived in North Carolina for over 30 years, having seen the region grow really from a smaller hub to a major metropolitan area. Do you use that historical perspective sometimes to help clients predict maybe which neighborhoods are poised for the next big growth spurt? Tell me about that.
Yes, of course. I keep up with the trends and where the area is moving and which roads are going from these little 2-lane back roads that we're accustomed to here in North Carolina. And knowing which one of those are getting widened into your 5-lane highways is important, and getting an idea of where the growth is going. Because I have a lot of clients coming from the Northeast, especially that want that country feel, that don't want to be in metropolitan cities anymore. So knowing actually when to avoid those areas and when to guide them to those areas if that's what they're seeking. So staying involved with the Chamber of Commerce and staying involved with other real estate investors as well is a very powerful way to keep up to date and current with what's going on around the city.
Always good to pick an agent who knows the area like the back of their hand. I think that's definitely a plus. Like you said, initially you obtained your license back in the 90s. You focused on residential investments. What is the biggest difference between the investment landscape like back in the 90s versus the market that we're seeing today as you work with investors?
It's a little different, but not very. Basically, investing in real estate, it's always a good time to invest in real estate. So there's always people going through a variety of situations with properties that they don't want to own anymore for whatever those reasons are. And they have no interest in going through the rigmarole that it takes to put a house on the market and get it ready for retail prices, that sort of thing. So back in the 90s and early 2000s, those homes were there just as they are today. The biggest difference that I can tell, my first few homes I mentioned to you were HUD foreclosures. But in researching the sites today for the HUD foreclosures, a lot of those are going for market prices as opposed to being better prices that they were all those years ago. As you know, the real estate crash that happened in 2008 had a lot to do with the changes in the pricing and that sort of thing. So with the market that we have today and the people that want to move and trying to get in, HUD has figured out that they can get more of a retail price and they don't have to discount their prices anymore. But that doesn't inhibit any sort of investing mindset sort of thing. The investor knows that there's always situations out there where someone's going to want to release a property and get rid of it and just put the cash in their pockets and move on. And we're happy to step in.
I think you really need a professional in your corner nowadays more than ever. I mean, back when I looked at it in the 90s, you're right. These specials and discounts would jump off the page at you. Now you have to have somebody that really understands the market. You reinstated your license in 2020. I mean, really during a very volatile time in the industry. Did that experience of navigating this global shift kind of reinforce your commitment to helping people find stability through real estate?
Yes, of course. It was a very different time for the world and for real estate. There was a lot of folks buying houses, just doing video tutorials, doing video tours, uh, going that route. But getting my license at that time was truly just an avenue because I knew I didn't want to be in the airline industry uh, past, into retirement age. I knew I wanted to leave before I hit that point because real estate had always been such a passion to me, even though I had set it aside there. I still followed the industry. I still followed my investor friends and kept up with what they were doing and going to a variety of different real estate investor association meetings here around Charlotte. So keeping up with the industry and all, and I just knew that that was such a strong passion of mine that that would be the industry that I would step into once I left my flying career.
Interesting. I mean, you now assist seasoned investors all the way to first timers. For someone looking to transition from being a traditional homeowner to maybe a first time investor, do you teach them to shift their perspective from looking at a dream home to looking at a performing asset instead?
I do. I do. It's a very challenging little conversation initially because a lot of folks don't want to get started in real estate investing because they tell me they don't have enough time, they don't have enough money, and they're afraid. So I created a course called Investor Launch where I walk you through those minefields, right? I walk you through how to put your fear aside and where the money comes from. You don't need thousands of dollars to invest in real estate. There's investors, other investors out there, private money lenders, as well as mortgage brokers that have a variety of loans for investors that the average retail real estate shopper is not aware of. So I can talk you through those different loans, and that's a part of my class. Is what I do is I bring in seasoned real estate investors to share with you how they finance their properties, how they've even used private money lending to come out of their pocket with very little to no money at times. So it's a lot of fun to get someone to go from that retail mindset to that investor mindset. But yes, because you're going to be looking at very different homes. Yes.
Excellent. I mean, there's plenty of resources out there. You are definitely a resource for the folks there in your state. You spent 31 years in the airline industry and were frequently recognized for going above and beyond. After 2020, I mean, I would say many feel customer service has declined. What specific standards from the airline world do you maybe still use today when representing your real estate clients?
Great question, because I truly learned from the airline industry how to listen, how to pay attention to what, if someone's giving me certain answers, to learn to ask more questions, to dig deeper, to see why they feel that way, and how I can help or assist them move forward in their thinking so that they can get past that fear mindset, so they can get past that mindset that's holding them back potentially. Because if we're even having a conversation, then I know that they are remotely interested. But the airline industry basically taught me how to listen, pay attention to body language, the words they use, the tone of voice, all that sort of thing comes into real estate as well, and learning to overcome all those different minefields that present themselves if we allow them. So
That is excellent. I mean, obviously, listening is a skill that is so necessary. I don't want a realtor to help me buy a house. I want you to help me buy a house. I mean, I want to do some of that, so you have to listen to what I want. I think that's so great. As a North Carolina native with deep roots, really in multiple areas. You've seen these markets evolve over decades. Are there hidden gems or maybe emerging trends in the North Carolina market that maybe only a lifelong resident may recognize?
Of course, there's always hidden gems. There's always those small town markets that are thriving and growing. There's always those different areas where, especially with folks moving in town with children that are concerned about schools and education opportunities that are there as well. So yes, there's always a lot of fun going to those smaller towns, even just outside of Charlotte, within a 30-mile vicinity of, say, the airport, or a 30-mile vicinity of downtown Charlotte. So a lot of folks that move into town don't really want the big city feel anymore, but they want to be close enough where they can get in. So even knowing the smaller cities around Charlotte is very important. So you know where to direct and guide people. What are you looking for? Are you looking for schools? Are you looking for hospitals? Are you looking for more senior opportunities for, education or employment, or even just entertainment at that point? Just what stage of life that person or that family's in that's moving in.
Yeah, I mean, an agent obviously has some great information that the MLS just can't really provide for us if that's all we're looking at. Sherry, you aren't just an agent. I mean, you've flipped homes, you've coached investors. Do you love sharing your knowledge with others? And can you touch on your investor launch class again? Is this something people can go to in person, and do you make it available online? Tell me.
Yes, I very much enjoy helping my retail real estate friends coming in that are looking to buy a home, and especially helping my investor friends that are looking to get started. I created my class, Investor Launch, truly to get folks started and used to the lingo, used to learning where to find the money. Where are these seasoned investors that they can ask questions to? So what I created is a 6-week course. It's all on Zoom, and all the meetings are recorded. So if you sign up for the class and need to miss a meeting, I will email you the class afterwards. And what it
Wow,
is, the way I created it is it's weeks of instruction
excellent.
mixed in my friends, people I've worked with before, seasoned investors who have experience in the industry, as well as mortgage brokers and accountants and all the professionals that you'll need to talk to, because it's one thing for you to take a class and just hear my experience, but I want you to take a class and to be able to hear other seasoned investors and hear how they finance their properties. What hurdles did they have to overcome? Because it's not if you're going to see hurdles in the real estate investing world, it's when you're going to see these hurdles, and how are you going to overcome them, and where do you find these folks? So I make that accessible to my students, as well as offering them the chance, if there's any classes coming in the future that they want to be a part of, you have lifetime access. Because the main thing about overcoming your fear with real estate investing is staying in the rooms that encourage you and push you and keep you asking questions. That's a big part of just overcoming the fear of taking that first step.
So even beyond yourself, you have other professionals to reach out like that. It's available on Zoom, like you say, they're taped. So even if they don't live in the immediate area, even people throughout the entire state can tap in and learn from that. The airline industry is an environment defined by strict timelines, high pressure service, and diverse personalities. Does that service heart that you created over the years translate into the way you handle maybe complex real estate closings for sometimes stressed out clients, would you say?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. My experience in the airline industry was absolutely crucial to working with people dealing with real estate, whether it be investing or retail industry, because there's a lot of different situations why people are moving. I know my fellow real estate agents out there like to call them the 4Ds. It's they're moving because of diamonds, diapers, death, or divorce, right? So one of those reasons, and each of those comes with their own set of emotions, and you want to be able to handle those emotions from those folks and keep their expectations realistic for what they're looking for, and be able to show them what they need, at that time, and be able to talk them through taking all the various steps that they need to buy their either next home or first investment property.
Yep. I believe that those 4Ds have quite a bit of emotional. Um, um, you have to be somebody that can deal with that kind of thing. I think that's great for a professional. Sharing your philosophy really is about helping others succeed, not just in real estate, but in life. You practice what you preach to ensure that your clients are making a move that serves their long term life goals. Is this rewarding work for you?
You know, it's incredibly rewarding work for me, because one of the most important things I failed to mention there with my investor launch class is to let you know that it is faith based. I full on believe that the many number of times, if you want to have some fun, Google how many times fear not is in the Bible. Right. So a big part of my investor launch class is giving you, I'll give you verses each week and walk you through why you want more than one stream of income, walk you through many different ways that we are trained and told to fear not and to trust God and just to ask him, just to ask him. But yes, that's a big part of my investor launch class.
That sounds like a success formula to me. I mean, ask questions, listen, learn, and fear not. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, you can find her contact information. I mean, if you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned investor, she looks forward to helping you find the home of your dreams or your first or next investment property. Once again, that is Sherry Letterman, above and beyond for you. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.